Imagine a place that tells a story spanning centuries, where culture and nature intertwine to create something truly extraordinary. That's the beauty of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I'm Abigail, and this is Global Treasures, the podcast that covers the history, travel tips, and legends surrounding one of the 1,223 World Heritage Sites each episode. These places have been identified as having universal, cultural, or natural significance that is so exceptional that it transcends national boundaries and is of importance to present and future generations. Welcome to Season 2, where we'll explore the 45 sites that UNESCO added in 1979 together. Thank you for listening to the Global Treasures podcast. We appreciate all of your support. And you can continue to support us by subscribing at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Podbean. You can follow us on TikTok and Facebook. And of course, please tell your friends about us if they love travel and history podcasts as well. Envision a place where gold sunlight bathes the relief of kings, the details still remarkably clear, despite centuries of wind. The grand staircases, wide and shallow, were designed for regal processions, leading to the heart of the city, the palace. Persepolis, known in Old Persian as Parsa, was the key ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Empire from 550 to about 330 BC. Surrounded by the Zagros Mountains, Persepolis stands as one of the most significant remnants of Persian heritage, a true testament to Persia's glory. Standing in modern-day Iran, its giant stone columns pierce the skies, their intricate carvings murmuring tales of a civilization that once ruled vast lands. The earliest remnants of Persepolis dates back to 515 BC. This suggests that its foundations were laid during the reign of Darius I, with construction being completed by Xerxes. While it was not the largest city within the Achaemenid Empire, it served as a grand ceremonial complex, likely used for events rather than as a permanent urban center. Archaeological evidence suggests that Persepolis was primarily a political hub and a place for formal ceremonies, hosting celebrations where Persian nobility and representatives of subject nations would present gifts to the king. The site's walled platform houses 5 major halls and numerous imposing entrances, adorned with intricate reliefs, which depicted the empire's immeasurable diversity. The construction of Persepolis reflects the architectural sophistication of the Achaemenid style, characterized by the use of gray limestone. Limestone is versatile and durable, so this was a wise choice on their part. Its terrace, spanning nearly 77 miles, was partially carved from the surrounding mountains and mainly constructed through artificial means. Among its most remarkable structures was the Apadana Palace, which was used for royal audiences. The Hall of 100 Columns, the Great Stairway, and the Gate of All Nations. The Great Stairway, which I mentioned before, is one of the most striking areas, as it leads directly to the entrance of the city. 111 majestic steps that were once ascended and descended by royalty. Persepolis fell to Alexander the Great in 330 BC, after his army navigated the Persian Gates, where Persian forces under Ariobarzanes mounted a fierce but ultimately unsuccessful defense. Following the capture of the city, Alexander allowed his troops to loot the immense treasury. Shortly thereafter, Persepolis was engulfed in flames, an event widely believed to have been a deliberate act of destruction. The extent of the damage suggests that the fire consumed the wooden portions of the city, effectively sealing its decline. To this day, Persepolis is associated with supernatural forces and believed by many to be haunted by those murdered at the hands of Alexander the Great and his troops. Despite its downfall, Persepolis remained a provincial capital within Alexander's empire until at least 316 BC. However, over the centuries, it gradually fell into obscurity as the nearby city of Istakhr rose to prominence. By the early Islamic period, Persepolis had become little more than ruins, its remnants repurposed for the construction of Istakhr and later Shiraz. The modern rediscovery of Persepolis began in the early 17th century, spurring interest in its historical inscriptions, particularly its cuneiform texts, which played a crucial role in the decipherment of cuneiform script in the 19th century. Cuneiform writing is an ancient system of writing from Mesopotamia, usually marked into clay, using reed as a writing tool. French explorers produced some of the earliest visual records of the ruins, while systematic excavations began in the 20th century under archaeologists who were sponsored by the Oriental Institute of the University of Chicago. This incredible history speaks to why it was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1979. Conservation of Persepolis remains an ongoing challenge. The site faces threats from environmental factors, including the spread of lichen. Lichen is that yellow-green or sometimes white algae fungus-looking substance that you've probably seen on stone walkways. Incredibly, that tiny organism has roots that penetrate surfaces, which causes deterioration of a building long-term. Thankfully, there are gentle techniques professional preservationists can use to remove it safely. Other issues include industrial pollution and the harsh desert climate, all of which have contributed to the gradual erosion of its intricate carvings. Also, this area does experience earthquakes, so more funding is needed moving forward to ensure a conservation plan can be sustained. Nonetheless, Persepolis endures as a symbol of the grandeur of the Achaemenid Empire, providing invaluable insights into Persian art, architecture, and governance. Now, let's explore some tips for traveling to Persepolis. On average, around 250,000 people visit this site each year. It's the most popular UNESCO site in Iran. If you're flying in from another country, check your country's government website for entry requirements, such as vaccines and travel advisories. For example, the United States, where I live, does not have an embassy within the country, so I would suggest enrolling in programs such as STEP. In case you're wondering what clothing to pack, or trying to figure out the best time of year to visit, in terms of the weather, the summers are hot and can get up to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, with winters getting as low as 32 degrees Fahrenheit. The closest airport is Shiraz International Airport. International flights typically land in Tehran as a stopover. From there, you can take a taxi to Shiraz, which is where many stay. You can't stay in Persepolis, and it's about an hour drive away. In order to visit Persepolis and to go to Iran, you need to book a tour with an authorized Iranian travel agency for an escorted tour, again, if you're from North America and the UK. So, essentially, you can't just go online and buy a ticket for entrance. Be sure to book your flight and tour a minimum of 3 to 6 months in advance. The benefit, as always to this, is that a tour will be conducted in your native language, along with the fact that they book the bus tickets or private vehicle, hotel stay, can arrange visa service, plus arrival and departure from the airport. Homestay sites are not an option for those in the US and UK, so you'll want to check for your specific country. Know that there's a high level of security at this site, so you'll likely have to leave your bag at the entrance or on the bus. In case you were interested in seeing some of the other well-known sites while in the area, you may want to book a tour that also includes a stop at Pasargadae, another UNESCO World Heritage Site we haven't yet covered. It's an ancient city from the 6th century, founded by Cyrus the Great. I'll be sure to put a link in the show notes so you can do more independent research if you're planning a trip. And of course, part of the experience is trying new foods and traditional dishes. The national dish of Iran is cello kebab. This is rice, served with marinated meat kebabs. It's usually made with lamb, chicken, or beef, sliced or cubed and barbecued on skewers. It's sometimes served with a thin Persian flatbread called lavash. In terms of drinks, while coffee is consumed, tea is traditionally served, as Iran is a huge tea manufacturer domestically. And don't expect to imbibe while you're there, because alcohol is prohibited. One question I wanted to address: I was asked whether there are tours that take you to the spots where Hollywood movies were filmed, and the short answer is no. This is a common misconception. While many feature films do take place in Persepolis as a setting, the movies were not physically shot within Persepolis due to strict regulations. It would make for a gorgeous setting for a blockbuster film, though. Though war and the passage of time have left a lasting legacy, Persepolis remains an awe-inspiring monument, a place where the echoes of ancient Persia still dance upon the weathered stones, and history breathes in every shadow. Our next episode will bring us to Plivica Lakes National Park in Croatia, which is filled with picturesque waterfalls and unique flora and fauna, and is the largest and oldest national park in the country. Come learn why this park is a must-do for your travel bucket list. Until then, keep exploring, keep wondering, and keep treasuring the remarkable diversity of our world's heritage.